Hey everyone, this is video number 2 in this Ayurvedic series, all about what's missing in your wellness journey to make it more personalized and more appropriate for your unique energetic blueprint, which is what we call the doshas in Ayurveda. Dosha actually means imbalance. And so when we have a dosha, it means that there are a combination of elements coming together that can cause not so pleasant symptoms or qualities in the body. So stick around and we will dive into the fire dosha called Pitta. Hey everyone, my name is Brittany. I'm an Ayurvedic health counselor and yoga teacher. And if you haven't watched my first video in the playlist, go back just to get a little bit more of a historical foundational sense of what is Ayurveda and why is it going to fill that void of what's missing in your wellness and health plan. So today we're going to talk about the first of the 3 doshas in Ayurveda. Many people who don't know a ton about Ayurveda may know about the 3 doshas, which is Pitta, Kapha, and Vata. And so there can be really positive qualities of these doshas, which we would call more just elemental qualities that can be really beneficial. And then, of course, there's also some negative downsides to having too much of that element in your body. So since it's summertime, we're in the middle of July, I want to start with the Pitta dosha. This is the elements of primarily fire and a little bit of water. So Pitta is this really strong force in the body that represents our metabolic fire. So it's ruling our digestive system, our liver, stomach, intestines, all of that area. And it also rules the eyes, how we see. They say that the eyes are the window to the soul, and Pitta is really just this luminous fire within us. This is our drive, our ambition, our focus. Many Pitta people could be CEOs or leaders or just really driven, ambitious folks who really excel in their career field. And ultimately, it's this element of change. So when we think about fire, we think about destruction, but we can also think about transformation and change. And this is what we need in order to grow and evolve in our life. So it's a beautiful energy. And those who have a Pitta Prakriti, which is what they were born with, this could be genetics, your bone structure, how you look in the face. You could see my face, I'm very Pitta. It's kind of more of a square-shaped face, a little bit more musculature, about medium build, and having more of that kind of athletic look. And we'll go over the next 2 doshas in the next videos. And so Pitta folks on an emotional, energetic level are, like I said, they're driven, they're focused. However, when out of balance, so when that fire gets too hot in the body, emotionally or mentally, this could look like perfectionism, being a little bit intense or aggressive to those around them, sort of only focusing on their passion and sort of forgetting about other things in life. It could be anger, jealousy, right? You have that raging fire. Just think about all the qualities that could come from that. And then inside the body, what this looks like is fire in the body. So inflammation in the body. Thinking about inflammation in the digestive system. So this could look like loose stools, acid reflux, indigestion, just having a little bit more of an inflamed tissue state in the body. So some of the tissues are red or a little bit inflamed. It could be some sort of acne or really red, oily rash, or just a lot of oil in the hair. That's also a sign of Pitta. And we don't need to be afraid of this, right? We could just really accept that this is how I was born. And here's the beautiful qualities of that, which is I do change quickly. I can transform things. I can overcome things. I can create beautiful work in the world. I'm really driven in my career or in my group of folks that I'm leading. So it's a really great energy for leaders. But it's really important as well, as we're in Pitta season right now. We also have dosha times of the year and dosha times of the day. So we're in Pitta season right now. We're in the heart of the summer, which is that fire element. And so I want to just provide a few tips for those who may resonate with the Pitta dosha. And if you're not sure, I invite you to go to online and just take a dosha quiz. I believe Banyan Botanicals, which is a beautiful Ayurvedic products company, I believe they have a lot of educational resources and a quiz that you can kind of determine what your body and what your mind could be. And those could be a little separate or different, but ultimately there's still that pattern going of fire. And so if you're like me, it's really important to practice slowing down. So if you think about a fire, it's this raging, fast, intense, hot quality. In Ayurveda, we want to take the opposite quality as the remedy for what's going on. And that makes sense, right? If you're overheated, let's say in a summer day, you're going to jump in the pool or you're going to go in the shade or take a cold shower, right? So in order to overcome what's happening in the body, that overheating, we want to apply the opposite. And so in the summertime, especially in the summertime. So if you've got that Pitta thing going on and you're in the summertime, you might be experiencing some of those symptoms we talked about, even sleeplessness, just feeling a little agitated or overheated, feeling exhausted or burnt out. So a few things to keep in mind if you resonate with this archetype is to, again, like I said, slow things down and cool things off. So slowing down, maybe instead of racing up in the morning right out of bed, you can take your time getting up, you can make some warm water to drink in the morning, or just really sip your coffee slowly, go outside, enjoy the breeze, put your feet on the earth. That's a beautiful way to start the day. It could be incorporating a breathing meditation practice every day. And there's actually specific cooling breathing exercises you can do, and I'll introduce one in a bit. So slowing down, cooling things off, so incorporating your meals to be a little bit smaller meals, not as heavy and fatty during this time of year, especially if you're Pitta, incorporating greens into your meals, cucumber, cilantro, any of your local favorite greens, aloe vera juice, just taking a little shot a couple times a day is really helpful. Licorice as an herb, or any sort of soothing, cooling herbs that you can take. Fennel is also wonderful. And so really what we want to pay attention to when we're talking about the Pitta dosha, whether you just have a little bit of it or a lot, is it governs our digestion and transformation in life. So just to remember that the positive qualities of having a lot of fire is that you have a vivacious soul. You have a lot of charisma and light in your eyes. We call that tejas in Ayurveda. It's such a beautiful archetype for those who really want to make change in the world and really leave a mark on the world. And it's quite beautiful. So rather than saying or thinking, oh, I've got all these like fiery symptoms, I don't like this about myself, and I understand how that feels, it might just be like, you know what? I have this beautiful gift of fire, and it comes with a shadow and a light. Let's lean on the light while we kind of calm the shadow of it or soothe what can be disruptive in your body. So if you resonate with this, just remember to slow things down and cool things off. So that can mean so many different things. During the summer especially, we have Pitta time of day is from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., as well as 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. So try to go to bed by 10. This is also from 10 to 2 or so. It's a really great time for the liver to nourish itself in your sleep. I know that some of us Pittas like to stay up late, but if you can, just start to go to bed a little bit earlier as you go. Another thing is in the summer especially to avoid being directly in the hot sun from 10 to 2 and instead maybe do a nourishing yoga practice or stay inside and drink some cucumber water. Just sort of relax and restore. And we're not trying to avoid that fire. It's good to also lean into the fire. But when we're really feeling those symptoms of overwhelm or any physical symptoms of this Pitta energy in our body, we can lean into the opposite, which is that cooling and that slowing down. And so I'm just going to introduce really briefly that breath I was referring to. So there's many different meditations you can do to cool yourself off. This one is going to look a little funny, but it's really effective. So what you're going to do is just sit up tall. This is called Sitali breath. Open your shoulders, relax them down, soften your brow. So a lot of times Pitta holds a lot of tension here in this like sort of focused, serious face, right? So we want to soften the face, soften the earlobes toward your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, now to do the Sitali breath, you're gonna press your teeth together. And then you're going to inhale through your teeth, and you'll feel this really cooling air come into your mouth. On the exhale, you're going to close the mouth and breathe out of the nose. So I'll do this a couple times to demonstrate, and then we'll do it together. So inhale through the teeth. Exhale. All right, so let's do a few rounds together. Inhale through your teeth. Exhale through the nose. Last one, inhale. Exhale. And just pause here for a few moments, just letting that meditation integrate into your body, softening your mind. Do you feel a little bit more calm and grounded? You can repeat that as many times as you need. And if you want more support, stick around, because I'm going to be doing this series on all of the different doshas to see, which one resonates with me the most. And if you are ready to have that one-on-one support, I am taking on one-on-one clients for a 5-month deep dive program. So you can find all that information on my website in the description below. And I will see you for the next video.